Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the Rebirth server. We are with our level 38 Brute Quintessence Lass, who has over 6 million experience earned, half a million to go to get to level 39, 30 million influence, and we're on a story arc called The Path of the Dark, and you guys missed about a mission and a half because the last time I tried to play this, my character got through. So in the Path of the Dark, we're looking for the Shadow Seed, which is dangerous and is going to cause the creation of werewolves. And we went and we looked for the Shadow Seed and failed to find it. And then we got into a very long mission, which was the bulk of the episode that I recorded before this, in which our character was probably going to find the actual Shadow Seed. For both of these missions, we were warned not to go in alone, that we would need to bring friends, and I kept them on +2 ×2, and so far we were good to go. I defeated Ulir and his guards, and then we got map server disconnected. When I finally logged back in, which I just did this morning, it claimed I had been defeated. This is a lie. We were not defeated. My guess is what happened is I got map server disconnected while I was fighting a boss, and my client couldn't detect anything, but on the server, my character just stood there and got beaten up. But we didn't actually get defeated in the real sense of a defeat, right? Just because we got map server disconnected. This has been going on apparently for a couple days. Let's hope it doesn't happen here. If it happens again, I just will stop playing until this issue is fixed, because I'm not going to do this mission over and over again. It's a large mission. So we need to defeat Ulir and his guards. And I think we need to also find the Shadow Seed. Yeah, so we need to find Bentley, find the Shadow Seed, which I actually did, and defeat Ulir and his guards. So I had actually defeated Ulir and his guards and found the Shadow Seed, and I was looking for Bentley and was fighting a boss, and that's when I got map server disconnected. So, back to beating guys up. So unfortunately, you missed some XP. You missed the mission before that, and now we're trying to finally find the Shadow Seed. This will probably be our final mission of the story arc. At that point, I will stop recording until we until we get to the next storyline. See our buff ourselves against this +3 boss. And I think once again, so for the Shadow Seed mission before this, where you don't find it, where they told us to bring friends, and for this one, I believe the reason they tell you to bring friends is because there are multiple bosses in the mission. And also because these bosses turn, right? They become a second boss, so you have to fight 2 bosses in a row. But for a brute, like, look at our Fury. We're doing all this extra damage because our Fury is up. So we should be alright. We can self-heal very easily. Now these guys do have quite a bit of resistance to us. But again, because we have the ability to do things like Soul Drain, which is just going to crank our damage up to over 200%, and now we're actually doing appreciable damage again. We can self-heal. And we're a brute, and we're just kicking butt and taking names. Even at +3, this double boss fight, we're already back to like max health because of our self-heals, which is awesome. And that's it. Done. And that guy alone was worth 40,000 XP. If you do the math, about 12 of those would level us from where we are now. Just those guys. I've actually been on this map because, as I said, we got most of the way through this adventure before, but I I don't specifically remember it. It was a couple of days ago. I've given him a couple of days um, to kind of fix the server, and they haven't. So I was like, well, I'll try it one more time because I haven't played City of Heroes in a day or two, and I've got the itch. Right, we're on +2 times 2. I may have to move to +2 times 3 at this point. I think even +2 times 2 is probably not enough to challenge our character. And of course, this is the drawback of getting a bunch of sets. And the more sets we get, the more we're going to have to crank it to keep the challenge level on par. So I'm not sure. I mean, I'm going to do sets for the 2 attacks. I've already got most of this set. Just need 1 for Touch of the Nyctus. I'm going to put that on Siphon Life, and I'm going to do a set on Midnight Grasp. But I may not do any other sets right away because, you know, again, it's ultimately self-defeating. Then we've just got to crank the difficulty. Let's go in here and Soul Drain these guys to get the buff. And there is Archon Lyran. This is not Yulir or whatever. This guy will probably also turn. Let's go ahead and get a little extra to hit here. We have plenty of those. Just because if he's going to turn, we don't want to be constantly whiffing. We whiffed a lot against the other wolf. Of course, this guy's only +2, so he's not going to be as tough. And these guys have some pretty severe resistance to physical. I don't know that they have any to negative. So Midnight Grasp is good to use against them, and Siphon Life because they mostly do negative damage. But you can see that our character, here we are at the end of a fight against a double boss, and we're at max health and almost max endurance. So our character's doing quite well. Do I hear a glowy? I thought I heard a glowy. There wasn't one back here in the last time we did this mission. I don't know if it respawns the actual, if it regenerates the spawn points when you cancel out of a mission. There's Yulir. Yeah, he's in a different spot, I believe, from where he was last time. I feel like he was over there last time. It wasn't too far away from here. So we had defeated him the last time, and I had found the Shadow Seed, and I was looking for Bentley Berkeley. And this is a pretty big map, so Bentley could be anywhere. As you can see, Yulir is nothing. He's not even an elite boss. He's only +2. He will, of course, turn into a werewolf. But he's only +2, so that easily takes him out. And wait till that Midnight Grasp is fully enhanced. It's going to be unbelievably powerful. As you can see, it's wearing a little on our endurance because we're not surrounded by guys that we can use to absorb their endurance. But we can just take these guys' endurance. And other than that, we really kicked his butt. And those double boss spawns always hurt the endurance a little bit. At least this character can get it back. Right, we haven't needed to carry endurance inspirations at all, and I don't even know if we're going to need to really carry health once we get this power fully enhanced. Right, because Energize comes back every minute, and then Overload will be coming back every like 3 minutes, and so between the two of them, plus Siphon Life, honestly don't know if we really have to carry green inspirations. I hesitate not to carry them just because it's so often the case that at the wrong time you end up with low hit points and you need them. I'm not even sure. I'd have to go back and watch, but I don't even know if I completely decided to completely forgo heals with my regen character Tiger Shrike, and she had multiple ways to self-heal. I think I might have gotten rid of them with her, but she was self-healing like she could self-heal like every 15 seconds. And had dull pain. So we'll go ahead and do Siphon Life here because he's about to transform. There he goes. I mean, the reality is at this point, other than accuracies for missing, we hardly need to use inspirations at all with this character, which is kind of the experience that I've had with all scrappers, stalkers. Right, you need them against elite bosses. You might need them against certain types of bosses or certain types of mobs. But other than the accuracy, because we're working at such a penalty, we don't really need most of these inspirations. The accuracy is just there against like +3 bosses and lieutenants because they have enough defense that we often will miss them. And it's more frustrating than dangerous. And if you have a huge miss streak, it can be dangerous, of course. But more than anything else, it's just frustrating to miss a lot. We should take this minion out first because he's going to be debuffing me. The other guys really don't. As you can see, even against a large group of oranges, no problem. And we've maxed out on salvage, so I'm going to need to put some of that in storage. We definitely need salvage if we're going to keep inventing enhancements, whether they're the generic enhancements or the sets. So this is the room where I'm map disconnected. I don't know if Bentley's here or if he's down the other corridor because I never got to see him before the server disconnected from me. So let's hope it holds up because I really don't feel like playing this mission yet a third time. I think, frankly, if this disconnects again the next time I log in, I will auto-complete this mission just because I really don't feel like playing it again. It's just kind of boring to play the same mission over and over again. Especially when I've gotten so far. Haven't found the Shadow Seed this time. Not sure where that was. Might have been down the other corridor. Yeah, not really sure where that was. Come on now. There we go. Why are these guys only spawns of 2? This is supposed to be a +2 × 2 mission. It's acting like, in this room, it's acting like +1 plus 3 times 1 more than plus 2 times 2. It's a little weird. I don't hear any glowies, but Bentley might be in here. So we've got to look all over the place. We don't need a break free. So let's get rid of that. I'm not trying to necessarily rush, but I'm trying not to waste time in here just because I'm afraid of the map disconnects. And I wouldn't care if I hadn't done this mission already almost entirely before. But as you can see, I got all the way to here last time, and this whole thing has just been a repeat. So I'd rather not repeat it again. So we want to go up. Now the lieutenant. Now he's debuffed. So you should have a hard time hitting me. Oh, he hit me that time, though. Yeah, it's interesting, you know, when this game first came back, I was very used to the map disconnects, and I just kind of rolled with it. That's kind of how it was when the game first launched. And then, much like what happened in launch, the game became solid, and at least Rebirth, until very recently, has been extremely solid. And so, you know, you get like unused to the frequent disconnects. And now what I want to do is like save, right? Like hit quick save and save my progress so that, you know, if it disconnects, I can come back right here, but there's no doing that in City of Heroes, unfortunately. Yeah, one of my really good friend in D&D, I can't remember what they were doing, and they weren't sure about it, and he was like, too bad we can't save the game. Save and reload. Is that another boss? No. Yeah, all of a sudden the bosses have trickled out. We're only getting lieutenants and minions now, and we're only getting single person spawns for some reason. Not sure what's going on. Okay, this is a little better. There's multiple guys here. Of course, I missed both of these guys. Being able to save and reload definitely makes you take more chances than when you can't. There's a lieutenant, but not a boss. I do really like the animation of Soul Drain. All the animations in Dark Melee are really cool. I've wanted to play Dark Melee since 2004. Here we are 17 years later, and I'm finally getting to play it. I always thought I would like it. I wasn't even close. I love it. I mean, I thought I would enjoy it, but this is an awesome power set. I don't like the touch of fear. I wish it wasn't in the set because it's completely useless. But on the other hand, I'm glad it's there in the sense that I don't friggin' have the slots, if it were a good attack power, to slot it out. So I guess it's good that it's a crap power that I don't really want, because I wouldn't have the slots to put enhancements in there anyway. I don't even have the slots for what I currently have besides that. I still haven't slotted Midnight Grasp. I still haven't finished slotted Soul Drain. I've got a couple of defenses that need slotting still, like the new one. And eventually we'll have all these powers slotted, but it's going to take till the late 40s. And if Touch of Fear needed to be 6 slotted, I don't know when I'd ever be able to do that. Except for that, Soul Drain is now a lot better because we've got it on the recharges, and I'm using it much more often. And all the other powers are great. They're very cool. I feel like the one sort of, if you want to call it a drawback, and it is a little bit, at least in the lower levels of Dark Melee, is it's very hard to get the attack chain going. I was very antsy about that early on, because in martial arts, even before SOs, you kind of have a nearly clear, complete attack chain, and just like with the first few powers, and certainly by the time I had SOs, I had a fully complete closed attack chain. And with this character, it took a lot longer to get a reliable closed attack chain. And there's Berkeley. And so that I found a little frustrating early on, but now that we have the attack chain closed, and we've had it closed for a while, this set is awesome. And I love Energy Aura as a defense. It's great. Okay, so we've rescued Bentley. Now all we've got to do is find the Shadow Seed. Bentley's not following us. So, just have to find the Shadow Seed. I'm not sure where that is this time. I thought I found it last time. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, I thought that was a boss. Lame. There's it. There it is. We've got it right there. So this, and probably defeating the guys in this room, will be the end of this mission, and possibly the end of the story arc, because that looks like it is the actual Shadow Seed. It's glowing. The other ones, when we were looking for it, they were crates. There was no glowing in the crates, and that's how we knew that it wasn't real. I think the Shadow Seed would be more like the purple dark special effects than green. But maybe they thought you wouldn't be able to see it as easily if they made that effect. Aren't there some guys up here? Yeah. Oh, just little babies, little minions. The wolves are fun to pound on. They can take some damage. So you can kind of beat the crap out of them. They don't go down quite so fast, and they're kind of fun to pound on. And there's the Shadow Seed. I guess we have to defeat it. Interesting, this is not a very strong object. And that is it. We destroyed the Shadow Seed. We've got our reward merits. How many do we have now? 69, so we've got a ways to go. We head out, and we will talk to our contact. No map server disconnects. Thankfully, knock on wood. And we call Colleen, and she says, wow, we're almost level 39. She says the council has suffered a major defeat, Quintessence last, and it was all thanks to you. I'll make sure the Shadow Sea gets to the data vaults. It's really amazing to think about all we've learned so far about Requiem's origins as Rudolfo Uzzano, about the Path of the Dark. There are still so many questions, too. Is this Path of the Dark somehow related to the Nictus? I'm sure you've noted similarities between Requiem and Arakan's power. Or what is it, Arakan's powers? If you learned anything in this business, it's not to trust coincidence. Alright, guys, that's pretty cool. How far are we in this episode? 25 minutes. Well, it's going to be a short episode, but I think we're going to stop here because I'm still concerned about map server disconnects, and so we'll just get somewhere safe, and I think we'll stop. Wow, got lots of enhancements to sell. I'll do that off screen. We've got about 100 reward merits left that we need, and at that point we will be able to buy the final touch of the Nictus and slot out our Siphon Life. By then, we'll be level 39, I think, and we will be putting probably one slot in Overload. We're going to need to recharge that. I'll make a recharge enhancer for it. And we're going to need to put 2 more slots in Midnight Grasp, and then at level 40 we will finish Midnight Grasp and Overload. Heck, maybe what I should just do is triple slot Midnight Grasp. Well, we're not going to finish Midnight Grasp until level 40 either way. And we may as well get some rechargers on Overload, because we can finish that. So maybe I'll do 2 at level 39, 1 on Midnight Grasp, and then triple slot Midnight Grasp at 40. That might work. And then we'll have 6 slots on Midnight Grasp and be able to put a set on that. And until next time, guys, I am Scrapperlock, and this has been City of Heroes on the Rebirth server.